Hello and welcome to Startup Hack. Today we are going to talk about tips to write clean code. So let's jump right in. Make sure to check out the link down below because we always provide the code samples that you can pull down and follow along so you can see in our project. Do you want to earn $100,000 a year? Do you want to become a software developer within just 3 months? With our amazing course and awesome tutors, you never have to worry about getting stuck. We help students to learn skills that companies want to hire. We are Startup Hack. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. So let's get started. Right, let's start with a problem when trying to learn new concept. So here's what I see when I look at the process method. Deep nesting of code, 4 levels to be precise. Precondition checks are applied one after the other, throwing exceptions to represent a failure. So how can we turn this code into a clean code? First tip is early return principle. It should be painful obviously by now that the initial version is deeply nested because of the if statements applying precondition checks. We will solve this by using early return principle, which states that we should return from a method as soon as the conditions for that have been met. In the case of process method, this means moving from a deeply nested structure to a set of guarded clauses. So here's example. So the second tip is merge if statements to improve readability. The early return principle makes the process method are more readable, but there's no need to have one guard clause after another, so we can merge all of them into one if statement. The behavior of the process method remains unchanged, but we remove a lot of excess code. So here's the example. Now, number third is use LinkU for more concise code. A quick improvement can be using LinkU to make the code more concise and expressive. Instead of checking items.count double equal to 0, I prefer using the LinkU any method. You could argue that LinkU has worse performance, but I always optimize for readability. There are far more expensive operations in an application than a simple method call. So here's an example. So number 4 tip is replace Boolean expressions with descriptive method. Merging multiple conditions into one if statement means writing less code, but it can decrease readability with complex conditions. However, you can fix this and improve readability by using a variable or method with a descriptive name. I prefer using methods, so I will introduce the isProcessable method to represent the precondition check. So here's an example. So number 5th tip is prefer throwing custom exceptions. Now let's talk about throwing exceptions. I like to use exceptions for exceptional situations only, and I don't use them for flow control in my code. Having said that, if you don't want to use exceptions for flow control, it's better to use custom exceptions. You can introduce valuable contextual information and better describe the reason for throwing exception. And if you want to handle these exceptions globally, you can create a base class to be able to catch specific exceptions. So here's example. Alright, number 6 tip is fix magic numbers with constants. A common code smell I see is the use of magic numbers. They are usually easy to spot because they are used to check if numeric sum condition applies. The problem with magic numbers is that they carry no meaning. The code is harder to reason about and no more error prone. Fixing magic numbers should be straightforward, and one solution is introducing a constant. So here's an example. So number 7 tip is fix magic strings with enums. Similar to magic numbers, we have the magic strings code smell. A typical use for magic strings is to represent some sort of state. You'll notice that we are comparing the order.status value to a magic string to check if the order is ready to process. A few problems with magic strings are easy to make mistakes, typo, lack of strong typing, not refactoring proof. Let's create an order status enum to represent the possible states. So here's example. Now we have to use the appropriate order status in the check. So here's example. So the last tip is use the result object pattern. I said I don't prefer using exceptions for flow control, but how can we fix this? One solution is using the result object pattern. You can use a generic result class to represent all types of result or a specific one like process order result. To make your result objects encapsulated, expose a set of factory methods to create the concrete result type. So here's example. Using an enum like process order result type will make consuming the result object easier with switch expressions. Here's the enum to represent the process order result dot type. So here's the example. And now the process method becomes here. Here's how you using an enum for the process order result dot type allows you to write a switch expression. So here's the example. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned these tips to write clean code. So don't forget to subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for latest updates. To joining our course, you can simply go to our website called startuphack.com. Thank you.